The SMART goal setting system. It is often said that the mind is the most powerful asset that any human being can possess. And it is true, when you begin to harness the power of your mind, it is incredible what accomplishments can take place. Therefore, it is essential when we look at achieving goals and at generating results that we recognize that involving our mind in the most productive way possible is critical to our outcome. Before we are going to go deeper into what SMART goal system means, I want to give you 4 tips in setting your goals. First, decide on a regular and organized method of setting up and working on your goals. What works for someone else might not work as well for you or for me. You, as a student, will have to discover the best goal setting system for yourself, but you will never discover it if you don't try out some of the things that work for others. Second, always express your goals positively and optimistically. It is more helpful to say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds by May so that I look great in my swimsuit, than to say, I want to lose 10 pounds so I don't look fat. Third tip, write your goals down on paper or put them into a computer program so they can be printed out. Print them out if you do. The simple act of writing your goals down is actually an act of commitment to those goals, in addition to helping you keep track of them. Fourth, prioritize your goals and implement them into your daily life. Your system must allow you for how your life operates and make it easy for you to access and be aware of your goals and progress. Don't let your goals keep you from taking time to relax and enjoy all the aspects of your life. Setting and achieving goals allows you to see not only what you have accomplished, but all the exciting things that lie ahead for you and all the things you are capable of achieving. With each goal you achieve, you build self-confidence and feel ready to take on increasingly challenging ones. Now, the SMART goal setting system. The core of our goal planning system is a set of 5 elements. The first letter of each reflected in the name of the program, SMART. S-M-A-R-T. Specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound. We are going to use the example of losing weight and getting in shape as the main example of this course and as a generic example of someone setting a SMART goal. So, with that being said, let's start with the first element, S, specific. Thank you very much and see you in the next lesson. Specific. The first absolutely critical step in setting any goal is being very specific about what that goal is, from as many perspectives as possible. The way the human mind works, if you are not specific enough, your subconscious cannot visualize your goal in the mind's eye, and therefore it cannot help move you toward it. Let's take an example. Setting a goal of I want to lose weight is far too vague and unspecific. Because you have not specified what it is you want to achieve, it is highly unlikely that you will ever accomplish losing weight. However, if your goal becomes I want to lose 15 pounds, you now have something that is very specific and clear. Your mind can visualize and understand that and can then set to work to bringing it to reality. The first rule of being specific is why so many New Year's resolutions never come to reality for most people. Vague generalities such as I will work harder on my relationships, I will start exercising, all have this same problem in mind. They are not specific, and the mind cannot help you achieve what it cannot see and understand. In addition to being specific about the goal itself, also make a list of the specific benefits that you will enjoy by achieving that goal. This step is critical because this is truly your why. Why? These benefits are what make your goals important and motivate you to achieve it. If you can only come up with a couple of benefits from achieving a goal, it is likely not an important enough goal for you to focus on. With that being said, let's jump into the next step of our program. Why a goal needs to be measurable. Thank you and see you there. Measurable. The next step of setting any goal is to ensure that we have made the goal as measurable as possible in every way. Measurement eliminates argument, and if your goals are readily measurable, you can easily determine whether or not you are moving towards your goal and when you have achieved it. This is the step that many people fail to put enough thought and emphasis on, and it is the reason why many people's goals fail to be achieved. When we say your goal must be measurable, here is how you can tell if your goal is measurable or not. Ask yourself this question: can someone else physically see the results of my efforts and determine whether or not my goal has been achieved? In other words, if your measurement is subjective, only in your mind, you will have trouble achieving it. With our example of losing weight, we have been specific about what the goal is. Now we need to make sure that it's actually measurable. We specified that our goal was to lose 15 pounds, and while that is measurable by stepping on scale, we can break down into an even more measurable target. When getting into shape and losing weight, the loss of weight is only one side of the equation. You can lose fat, but you can also build muscle. Many people focus too much on the scale and what the number says. So, to be very measurable, we are going to set out our measurement for this goal as follows: to lose 20 pounds of body fat and to gain 50 pounds of muscle. This will equal our goal to lose a total of 15 pounds, but allows us to use more specific measurements. Now, we utilize methods to measure our body fat and muscle gain using a body fat scale or having a professional assessment done. In addition, we can add a couple of more specific measurements that allow us to focus on our goal. First, we can establish an eating budget of the total number of calories we are going to take in each day. Since reducing calories is often an effective component of a weight loss program, this makes sense. So, we are going to set our daily target at 2,750 calories. As well, we are going to eliminate the ingestion of caffeine as part of this new Get Healthy program. As you can see, our goal is starting to take shape with the detail we are adding. To look at another possible example, if you state that your goal is to be wealthy, you may consciously have an idea of what that goals look like. Perhaps to you, wealthy means you are able to purchase a house in the most prestigious area in your city. But unless you break it down into outwardly measurable items, determining whether you are moving closer and closer to your goal becomes difficult. Instead of using such a vague concept to define your goal to be wealthy, perhaps you could utilize the following measurements. I have no consumer debt of any kind. I have registered savings totaling at least $400,000 in value. I'm earning at least $200,000 on net personal income per year. Now that you have such specific measurements, it is easy to determine whether in fact you are achieving your goal. These goals would be easy to determine by anyone if they are true or not. We are not suggesting you have other people determine whether you are meeting your goals. But by using this kind of thinking, you will find your goals become much more descriptive and easier to measure. Now, let's move to the third step, the third component of our program: action-oriented. See you there, and thank you. Action-oriented. As we said at the beginning, your mind is an absolutely powerful asset and is capable of guiding you to incredible achievements. What is important to understand is that our brain cannot tell the difference between something that physically actually occurs and something that we are simply visualizing in our own mind. If we get into the habit of seeing things occur in our mind the way we want them to appear, we will find them much more likely and easier to create as results. Have you ever dreamed about something fun or exciting and then woken up and actually had a smile on your face or felt the joy and happiness you were experiencing in the dream? Since you weren't actually involved in that situation in real life, you were only visualizing it in your own mind. Yet your mind couldn't tell the difference and created the feelings and emotions inside you as though it were real. This holds true to the reverse. If you have ever had a scary or sad dream and then woken up and had tears in your eyes or a deep sense of fear, you've experienced your mind's ability to create results in your body simply from imagining things. Research proves the human mind cannot tell the difference between something actually appearing, and something that is only imagined in a very visual and detailed way. This means you can actually generate the emotions, feelings, and physical reactions you want if you visualize and imagine your goals and dreams in a very detailed, colorful, and dynamic way. The concept of making your goals action-oriented allows you to capitalize on this interesting feature of the human mind. By defining your goals in an active and physical sense, your brain is better able to paint the mental picture of the goal. When creating your goals, it's important to use active verbs and involve yourself personally in the goal, along with whatever elements are appropriate to that goal. Determine what the actual physical steps are that will be required you to follow, and what will be the physical outcome of your goal. Another key element of making your goals action-oriented is to state them in present tense as being achieved or in progress. Rather than saying that it will happen at some point in the future, it can be tremendously empowering for you to state your goals as though they have happened today. In this way, your subconscious begins to internalize them as being true today, and your mind will unknowingly make decisions and create thoughts that are in parallel with that goal. Now let's start with the example part. Back to our getting in shape and losing weight goal, let's determine what action we can add to our goal to make it more visual and more real. Our action-oriented SMART goal might look something like this. I'm proud of my fit body and I'm committed to my lifelong health. I have lost 20 pounds total of body fat, which has allowed me to reduce my pant size to 34. I have increased 5 pounds in muscle, which allows me to work out longer and enjoy playing sports with longer endurance. I'm riding my stationary bike for a minimum 20 minutes each session at a resistance level of 7 or more at all times. I'm eating 2,750 calories a day, no more than 20% of which is coming from fats. I no longer drink caffeine and do not eat junk food. The power of setting your goals in the present moment is that it immediately begins to make you accountable. So, are you following your goals and commitments or not? It's easy to set a goal, I will stop eating junk food on May the 1st. But when May 1st rolls around, there's quite often a good chance, good reason or excuse as to why it suddenly is not possible. Research shows that by setting your goals in the present moment and making them visually dynamic, full of detail, you are much more likely to achieve your goals. With that being said, let's start with the next fourth step of our program. Make your goal realistic. Thank you and see you there. Realistic. The next step in the SMART goal setting system is the concept of realistic. In other words, is the goal you are setting actually achievable, and is it possible to achieve your goal under the terms you have outlined? When a new year rolls around, many smokers state their New Year's resolution as, I'm going to quit smoking this year. So, January 1st, they throw their cigarettes in a garbage can, proud to have made the commitment to their health. Halfway through the day, they start to feel the powerful cravings, and a few hours later, they get to the point where they can no longer sustain without the nicotine fix. Finally, their resolution collapses and they submit to the nicotine desire. They then feel terrible about themselves, having failed again, and realize that quitting is just something they are not capable of, and think to themselves, well, next year, for sure, I will quit. A fine balance that must be achieved when setting personal goals is to make sure the goal you are setting will challenge you, but that it can actually be achieved without some kind of extraordinary event or circumstance. As well all known, cigarettes are one of the most addictive habits in the world to break. While a few people are able to quit cold turkey and simply stop smoking, most people have far too great an addiction to nicotine, and it is unreasonable for them to expect to just stop and be able to cope with the physical and mental consequences. It is essential that when you set goals, you ensure that they are realistic. They should never be easy to accomplish. You should always be pushing yourself to stretch and make your goals difficult. But setting them too high and out of reach will work only to discourage you when you are not able to achieve them. Setting goals that are easy to achieve and do not require you to push yourself are of very little value. The point of setting goals is to create more in your life than you would obtain if you just carried along with setting goals for yourself. So, make those goals challenging, but within grasp if you work hard. When you set a goal, you should be at least 50% convinced that it's possible for you to achieve that goal. You should be able to believe that with outstanding and committed effort, your goal is something that is achievable, even if a few unforeseen problems or obstacles are encountered along the way. It is important for our losing weight or getting in shape goal that we are realistic about what it is we are trying to accomplish. This is where we need to ensure that our goal is challenging but reachable. If it's not reachable, it will be discouraging for sure. If it's too easy to accomplish, then there is no challenge in it. This step of process is a little different than the others. What is important in the realistic step of your goal setting is to go back and look at what you have planned so far, and make sure that what you are setting as a goal is realistic and reachable, achievable. Don't be tempted to make it too easy for yourself. There is a fine balance between a challenging goal and an unachievable one. This is where you can also try to recognize potential obstacles that might stand out in your way of achieving the goal. Review some of the questions that we outlined in the beginning of this program to make sure you are thinking about your goal from all the possible angles. To further illustrate the point, we will use the stop smoking example again. Instead of committing to the concept of simply quitting cold turkey on the first day of the year, it would make more sense to commit to smaller steps toward the goal. In this case, your goal may best be accomplished by setting several measurable and specific steps, like visit the Stop Smoking Clinic on 11th Avenue to get more information. Talk to Andrew, who used hypnosis last year and is still smoke-free. Search the internet for 10 websites about how to stop smoking. Visit Dr. Phil to determine whether he thinks nicotine gum is appropriate. Note that besides being realistic, like things that you can accomplish, these steps towards your goal are all measurable, actionable, and specific. Someone watching you could easily determine whether you had completed any of these steps. It is easy for you to recognize whether you are making progress, or if you are not keeping your word to yourself and achieving each of these tasks. Now let's move on this idea of actually being able to stop smoking. On its own, the idea of quitting is probably overwhelming. But when you break it down into smaller, easier to understand steps, the goal doesn't seem so unrealistic. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in 1 year and underestimate what they can achieve in 5 years. Set your goals so that they will be very challenging for you to achieve, but not totally out of reach that they will be discouraging from the start. With that being said, let's move on to the final step of the SMART goal setting system: time-bound. Thank you very much and see you in the next lesson. Thank you for your trust. Time-bound. With all your goals, the final critical step is assigning a timeline to the goal. This should be in the form of a specific deadline by which you intend to achieve your goal, or the deadlines on which you intend to achieve each of the steps towards your main goal. Goals without deadlines are only dreams. If you do not assign date or time-specific deadlines to your goals and steps, you will very likely not achieve your goals, particularly not in the periods of time you are hoping to achieve them. Many people get uncomfortable assigning timelines to their goals because they are afraid that things may change and the deadlines will later become unachievable. It's important to recognize that deadlines are flexible and can be adjusted over time if circumstances require. But setting the deadlines initially is far more important than whether those actual deadlines remain perfectly appropriate throughout the duration of achieving the goals. As they say, work expands to fill the time allowed, and you will find that if you are setting goals but not placing deadlines on them, the achievement of your goals will expand over time and seem to never actually come to fruition. By placing a deadline on a goal, you are setting the boundaries on that goal. If the boundaries need to be adjusted later on, there is no problem with that, of course. But setting the boundaries will help ensure you are keeping those goals in your mind and that you are actively working to achieve them. Let's take our example. As the final step of creating your getting in shape goal, setting some specific timelines to our goals allows our mind to visualize the continuous progress and achievement we will make. Steps. Starting January 1st, I am exercising 4 times per day for at least 20 minutes per session. Starting March the 1st, I have increased my workout sessions to 30 minutes and I feel great. Third step. Starting May the 1st, I'm now working out 45 minutes each day and I'm taking at least one 30-minute walk with my spouse. Now, if you don't set specific milestones and timelines to your goals, it becomes unclear if and when you will ever move to the next level. What started out as a very simple and vague goal of losing 15 pounds has now turned into a very specific and reachable goal by applying the SMART goal setting system. You can see how much more powerful this goal is going to be, simply because it breaks down the goal into those measurable and specific tasks that must be accomplished. You can use the SMART goal setting system in all aspects of your life. What is important to do is to take this information and apply it in a way that works for you best. Now, in the next lesson, we will revise our goal, I want to lose weight, and we will split it throughout the 5 components of the SMART goal setting system: specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-based. See you in the next lesson, live action. Thank you very much. Alright, now let's see how a SMART goal should look like. For that, we are going to take our main example of the course. I want to lose weight. As you know, the core of our goal planning system is a set of 5 elements. The first letter of each reflected in the name of the program, SMART, S-M-A-R-T. So we are going to use this example of losing weight and getting in shape as an example of someone setting a SMART goal. The first absolutely critical step in setting any goal is being very specific about what that goal is from as many perspectives as possible. Setting a goal of "I want to lose weight" is far too vague and unspecific. Because you have not specified precisely what it is you want to achieve, it is highly unlikely that you will ever accomplish losing weight. However, if your goal becomes "I want to lose 15 pounds", you know that you have something that is very specific. Your mind can visualize and understand that and can then set to work to bring it to reality. The next step of setting any goal is to ensure that we have made the goal as measurable as possible in every way, because measurement eliminates argument. So, related to our goal, measurable goals can be: I will lose 20 pounds of body fat and I will gain 5 pounds of new muscle, or I will eat a total of 2750 calories per day, or I will not ingest any caffeine. Next, action-oriented. State your goals in the present tense as being achieved or in progress. Some examples: I am proud of my fit body and I am committed to my lifelong health. Or, I have lost 20 pounds total of body fat, which has allowed me to reduce my pant size to 34. Or, I have increased 5 pounds in muscle, which allows me to work out longer and enjoy playing sports with longer endurance. Or, I am riding my stationary bike for a minimum of 20 minutes each session at a resistance level of 7 or more at all times. Next rule: realistic. In other words, is the goal you are setting actually achievable, and is it possible to achieve your goal under the terms you have outlined? Related to our example, I'm going to have to work hard to achieve my goal, but I can do it if I'm disciplined. It means I will have to watch 10 hours less of television each week, and I will focus on healthy alternatives when I'm eating out. And the last rule: time-based. With all your goals, the final critical step is assigning a timeline to your goal. This should be in form of a specific deadline by which you intend to achieve your goal, or the deadlines on which you intend to achieve each of the steps towards your main goal. Remember, goals without deadlines are only dreams. Now, related to our example, starting January 1st, I'm exercising 4 times per day for at least 20 minutes per session. Or, starting March the 1st, I have increased my workout sessions to 30 minutes and I feel great. Or, starting May the 1st, I'm now working out 45 minutes each session and I'm taking at least one 30-minute walk with my spouse each week. At this rate, I will meet my weight loss goal by my intended deadline. Now, once you've set up your SMART goals, the next part of the process is to put them into motion. And the best way to do that is to review your goals you have written down on a very regular basis. In fact, I strongly recommend that you review your goals every single day. What this does, it allows them to sink even deeper into your subconscious and puts the incredible power of your brain to work on them. It is a shame to go through the process of writing out your goals and then not to do everything you can to bring them to reality. Writing them out each day forces you to think about them as you write them and commit them to memory. When I do this, I typically can write my goals down by memory without having to look at the list. This is when I know that I have really put the power of my brain to work, because once they are memorized, I know that they are truly embedded in my mind. To do so, you simply have a journal that you use for your goals. Each day, you start a new page. Put the date at the top and list off your goals. You do this each day until the point that you can write them down without referring to the previous day's goals. This will only take about 5 to 7 minutes each day, but I guarantee that if you actually commit to this and do it consistently, you will be absolutely stunned at how quickly your goals begin to form and come to life. The first action: how to turn your goal into a project. In general, a goal requires multiple actions, so you need to turn it into a step-by-step project. The easiest way to do this is to look at the target date and work your way backward. Visualize reaching this milestone. What did you do to get to this point? Once you identify the actions, you simply put them down into a simple step-by-step list. For example, let's say you create this goal. I will complete the London Marathon as my first marathon on June the 21st, 2015. To make this happen, you would need to break down this fitness goal into the following plan. First step: find out the date when the registration starts for the marathon. Second step: schedule a reminder to sign up on that day. Third step: sign up for the London Marathon. Fourth step: read books, articles on how to create a marathon training plan. Fifth step: create a week-by-week plan with an emphasis on increasing your long run. Sixth: start tracking your daily running to stay accountable to this goal. Seventh: run 1 or 2 half marathons to increase your overall level of fitness. Eighth: decide if you are ready to tackle the full marathon distance with 2 months to go, May 21st. Ninth: book a round-trip ticket to London. 10th: book a hotel room for that period of time around July 21st. 11th: write down a packing list for what you will need. 12th: pack for the marathon and take the plane. 13th: go to the Marathon Expo, pick up the race instructions and figure out the best time in the morning to leave for the race. 14th: wake up on July 21st and make your way to the starting line. 15th: run the London Marathon. And 16th, the last step: drink a tall glass of beer while wearing your finisher's medal. Of course, you could make the argument that the only action required to reach this goal is to run 4 to 5 times per week. But my thoughts behind this lesson is that everything can and should be turned into a step-by-step project. You will find that chunking a goal into small steps make it an achievable process, and it's easy to manage. Now, let's move to the second step: schedule time every day to work on your goals. Thank you very much, and see you in the next lesson. The second action: schedule time every day to work on your goals. Many people make the mistake of trying to squeeze goals into their busy days. Often this leads to failure because the urgent but not important activities have a way of taking up most of your day. How long you spend on a goal depends on the time that is required. Some only require a few minutes each week, while others requires hours of your day. By the way, that's why it's important to understand the time commitment of each goal. Figure out how much time you will need for each task and schedule them into your week. For instance, let's continue with our London Marathon example. An important part of any marathon program is completing a long run every 2 weeks, which builds up to a distance of 20 to 22 miles. This is a major time commitment for many people. To achieve this goal, you will need to block out large parts of your day for running. Regardless of when you work on a goal, a helpful trick is to create a schedule where you do the same activity at the same time every day. That way, when you reach that hour, you will get used to following this habit without experiencing a lot of internal resistance. In fact, the more routine a goal becomes, the more you will do. Action 3. How to turn your goals into important tasks. We have already talked about why it is important to make time instead of finding time. Unfortunately, that is easier said than done. We all have those busy schedules full of activities that conflict with one another. The solution? Start your day by working on goals first thing in the morning. The idea here is to identify the tasks that have the biggest impact on your life or business and do them the moment you wake up. Start each morning by identifying the 3 tasks that need to be accomplished by the end of the day. 2 should relate to a current project and 1 should be part of a long-term goal. Moreover, one of the 3 most important tasks should be a habit that you perform on a daily basis. Using the marathon example, you could start each day with a run. Then, after showering, eating a quick breakfast and driving to work, you would spend the rest of the morning working on the projects that have the biggest impact on your career. And then you would end the day by focusing on the activities that are important but are not directly tied to the long-term goals, like answering emails, for example. Action 4. Schedule time for single actions. What I've observed so far is that many people don't have a problem with completing the daily activities. Instead, they are often bogged down by the single actions that are important but not immediately urgent. A quick fix for this is to schedule time each week to complete a number of single actions. When you schedule time for this depends on you. Some people like to set aside a single multi-hour block each week to tackle their personal projects. Others prefer the getting things done approach, where they batch tasks according to the action that needs to be completed, such as making phone calls, running errands, and doing tasks at work. Simply find what works best for you and schedule time to complete these actions. The last action for turning smart goals into habits. Track your goals. The key to achieving a goal is consistency. You have to follow through on a daily basis and also complete those single action items. Focusing on the most important tasks can help you tackle the most important parts of your goal, but tracking your goals on a daily basis makes a big difference. What you track depends on the nature of each goal, so create measurements for every outcome you would like to achieve. That means you should identify precise time frames, amounts or units that quantify your progression toward a goal. To illustrate this point, let's go back to the marathon example. Depending on your fitness level, most runners average 35 to 50 weekly miles when they are training for a marathon. That means you need a tool that measures your weekly mileage. Some people do this with a training log, while others prefer mobile phone apps like Runner's Log. The type of goal really doesn't matter. Nowadays, almost anything can be quantified, measured, and tracked with simple-to-use software. What is important is to measure your progress on a daily basis. Remember, successful goals equal successful habits. I'm honest to you, and I agree that it's nothing spectacular to repeat the same action day in and day out, but that is the real secret to achieving a long-term goal. Think of yourself like the tortoise in the classic fable. Slow and steady wins the race. If you commit to practicing positive habits every day, you will successfully complete your goals. When a goal turns into a habit, you don't have to force yourself to do it every day. Instead, it will become a natural part of your day, like eating, brushing your teeth, or driving a car. Personal branding is not something new. However, nowadays more and more people see the benefit it can bring. Create a great personal brand and you can really make a difference when it comes about getting a better job in your current company, or if you are looking to find a job with a new employer. A great personal brand enhances all aspects of your life. It is the answer for boosting the level of interest and recognition from all persons you meet. You will control how the world sees you and what it sees when they look at you, hear you, or read you. As you will see, branding can play a huge role in your life and the successes you can achieve. The lack of proper branding will prevent you from developing your full potential. Each time when you might wonder if it really matters that you develop your own personal brand, remember we are living in the ultra-connected world. This is an additional reason why growing your brand is very important. Everyone can benefit from building their own brand and managing their reputation. Regardless of your field, regardless of your position, a proper personal branding is one of the tools that ensure your success. Whether you are a student, fresh out of school and looking for a job, or you have been in the workforce for a number of years and you are on a job hunt for something new and exciting, personal branding will make the difference. Craft and update your personal branding to reflect your skills, as well as all of the things that make you unique and better than the competition, and you can stand out from the crowd. You are the one who has to determine what you want to do next and where you want to go. Of course, you do need to be aware how the choices you are making will affect your life. Make sure your brand reflects what you are and what you want to become. Use your personal brand to uncover what makes you relevant and compelling to the people who are making decisions about you. Second, let the world see who you are, the authentic you. Becoming an authentic person means as well that you accept yourself for who you are. Everyone has different views and approaches to life. Third, use your personal brand to remind you about the actions you need to take for updating and expanding your network and your success. Fourth, to associate with the people that can help you succeed. They factor as well into the impression on your target audience. I suggest you find people who can support one of your most important goals and connect with them via meaningful ways. Share with us what goal you choose and your plan for meaningfully connecting with people that can support you. And fifth, own who you are and do not waste your life wishing to be someone else. Even more than this, personal branding helps you to be valued for it, to become more attractive to others, and to attract what you want. Crafting a personal brand can be exciting and a bit intimidating, so you need to dedicate time for studying yourself and figuring out your values, what really makes you tick, figuring out who you are. Are you still wondering about the benefits of taking control of your personal brand? Here are the most significant benefits, 6 in numbers. First benefit. All success stories involve people who stand out from the crowd. There are many of these people which do not have extraordinary talents, but which know the essential, how to present their capabilities in everything they do. Second, building trust among the people. Third, creating an image and reputation that set you apart from your competitors. Fourth, communicating your brand to the people who need to know you and aligning every visible aspect of your life with your brand. Fifth, even suffering a job loss, building a solid brand and successfully selling your skills can launch your career to the next level. Only when you take the initiative to rebuild a better and much more confident you will add power to your personal brand. And the last benefit of building a personal brand. Have you ever wondered why great leaders are easily making decisions? That's because personal brand acts as a filter and helps making decisions that are congruent with who they are and what they stand for. Self-awareness and self-acceptance are essential when it comes about personal branding. When you decide to look closely at yourself, to be able to listen to what others think about you, you are actually deciding to grow. When you are clear about your vision, values, passions, strengths and goals, you are able to demonstrate your authenticity. It's not enough to just have a strong personal brand. You need to communicate it to the right people, to the people that will help you achieve your goals. Successful people with strong personal brands understand where they fit, who does the same business or the same type of work they do, and how they can better underline their uniqueness. You can find the same answers by looking to your competition. When you know the importance of your personal brand, you want to communicate it in everything you do. You will pay attention to your actions, your clothing, your body language, your reading skills, etc., as you are the author of your own life. So, your personal brand is also your legacy, is the way others remember you through your actions, your expertise, and through the connections that you make with people. In the end, in this lesson, we've discussed about why personal branding is important for you. I've told you that a great personal brand enhances all aspects of your life. It is the answer for boosting the level of interest and recognition from all the persons you meet. Then, I've told you 5 reasons to use your personal brand, to uncover what makes you relevant and compelling to the people who are making decisions about you, to let the world see who you are, to remind you about the actions you need to take for updating your network and your success, to associate with the people that can help you succeed, and to own who you are and do not waste your life wishing to be someone else. Also, I've gave you 6 benefits of taking control of your personal brand. First, all success stories involve people who stand out from the crowd. Next, building trust among the people. Next, creating an image and a reputation that set you apart from your competitors. Fourth, communicating your brand to the people who need to know you and aligning every visible aspect of your life with your brand. Fifth, even suffering a job loss, building a solid brand and successfully selling your skills can launch your career to the next level. And finally, you need to take control of your personal brand because it acts as a filter and help making decisions that are congruent with who you are and what you stand for. Finally, remember this, your personal brand is your legacy. It's the way others remember you through your actions, your expertise, and through the connections that you make with people. Thank you very much for being with us. In the next lesson, we are going to discuss about how to craft your personal brand. See you there. How to craft your personal brand. Having a great personal brand may sound like a great idea, but what is the path to define it and build it? I will guide you through each step of this path. There are 8 steps in total. The first one, define who you really are. The second one, identify your strengths, values, passions, and goals. Third, show your personality. Fourth, develop your network. Fifth, identify your target audience. Sixth, know your competition. Seventh, craft a personal brand profile. And eighth, your personal brand statement is a key element for your branding success. Alright, let's start with the first step. Define who you really are. You need to invest time in order to get to know yourself and what is important to you. Make an honest assessment of who you are and what you want. How can you achieve this? By looking at what you do well and owning it, but as well looking at what you don't do well and recognize these limitations. Ask yourself, what is that I want out of my life in general? What is important to me? Once you define what is important to you, you can discover more about who you are. You need to collect as well feedback and inputs from others during this process of assessing yourself. But do not forget, you can't build a personal branding based on someone else's ideals. Therefore, do not let them determine who you will be. In this process, you need to take a realistic look at yourself. You need all the factors that make you who you are. Getting to know yourself is the most difficult but as well the most significant part of crafting your personal brand. Use introspection to define what truly motivates you and drives you. On a personal level, you need to know who you are too. What are your hobbies? What are your views and different things? What is your favorite music and food? All these things can all be important for defining your branding, as they are a part of you. The next step, Identify your strengths, values, passions, and goals. This is critical in making career choices or starting a business. Identify what you do well and invest in yourself. Be a lifelong learner. When defining your values and your strengths, it's important to articulate them in several ways. Your studies and experience, what you are passionate about, all give you an indication of your worth to the people you connect with. It also indicates what you might expect in return. As an action step, identify your top values and share them with us in the Q&A section. Let us know what is important to you. What is your purpose? What is your vision? Third, show your personality. You want to highlight your knowledge, your expertise, your experience, but do not forget to let as well your personality to be seen. Fourth, develop your network. Always have the following in mind. The people you associate with say a lot about who you are. Your development and growth has dependencies on your network, as we continually learn from the people we interact with. Your network is an extension of your brand. Therefore, it is important that you grow your contacts with people whom you want to be part of your network. You may want to share information to build win-win relationships and introduce people to each other. Celebrations are great ways to expose your personal brand to new audiences and potential customers. Make sure it's mutually beneficial. Consider any partnership that can actually help to grow your audience. Your target audience pays attention to your network, your alliances, and your business partners. You need to develop your network, and therefore you will boost your personal brand image. The next step, identify your target audience. Who need to know about your personal brand? Are you promoting yourself to the right people? Are you interacting with the right people? Your target audience is the people who need to know about you, as they will most likely pay for the unique services you offer. Your brand should have a target. You need to market your personal brand to these people. Understand the problems that your target market faces and offer solutions that highlight your brand. Next, know your competition. Who are you competing with? Are they better in this moment? If yes, why? What values are they promoting? When your personal branding reflects your skills, all the things that make you unique, as well as all of the things that make you better than the competition, then you can start to stand out from the crowd. Seventh, craft a personal brand profile. All information collected about yourself and your network, about your target audience and competition, will help you craft your personal brand. Personal branding profile is your business card for the hundreds of people that may connect or partner with you, as well as for the hundreds of people looking to hire. When you know who you are and what is important to you, you can use who you are to get what you want. Reinvent your personal image, the way in which you present yourself. Remember that your personal image summarizes what you say, and how you look while you are saying it. Body language, clothing, grooming, and non-verbal tools that you can use in achieving your goal. They are in your control? Ask yourself, why not use them on pursuing your goal achievement? And the last step in crafting your personal brand. Your personal brand statement is a key element for your branding success, and it is a reflection of who you are and what motivates you. It may be concise or detailed, but this statement expresses what you stand for, and it will be a filter for all decisions you take. Here are 4 tips to define your brand statement. Make it simple to remember and simple to understand for anyone. Mention what makes you unique. Mention your greatest strengths and the value or benefits you offer. Mention your audience, your partners, and your customers. Communicate your personal brand statement clearly, consistently, and constantly, and as this will engage your target audience with your values, skills, and personality. Alright, so those were the 8 steps in crafting your personal brand. Define who you really are. Identify your strengths, values, passions, and goals. Show your personality. Develop your network. Identify your target audience. Know your competition. Craft a personal brand profile. And craft your personal brand statement. With that being said, see you in the next lesson. How to create a professional brand. This chapter is designed to help you build your professional brand with the right tools and techniques so you can utilize it to your success. In order to be successful in today's competitive business world, you need to focus on creating a professional brand. use your uniqueness to manage your career and to look for the next career opportunity. Here are 7 techniques for creating your professional brand. First one, showcase your skills, talents, and expertise. Second, understand your goals. Third, share yourself and your ideas. Fourth, build relationships based on authenticity, mutual learning, and benefits. Fifth, showcase ownership on everything you do. Sixth, build positive experiences. And seventh, build your reputation. Now, let's dive deeper in each of them. The first technique, showcase your skills, talents, and expertise. I suggest you to list the areas where you can say you have expertise and how you developed this expertise. Are you sharing this expertise with other people? If yes, what techniques are you using? Know your strengths and the skills you offer. Ask yourself, what are you good at doing? What strengths do you have that give you an advantage over others with a similar professional brand? Highlight everything that can set you apart from your peers. Today, you need to find ways to stand out from the crowd. Know your personal qualities that you want to show the world and incorporate those into your professional branding definition. The second technique, understand your goals so you can build your professional branding in order to reach your goals and needs. Define what you want out of life. What do you hope to achieve with the professional brand? Next, share yourself and your ideas. If you want to create a professional brand, you have to be known for your ideas. If you want to make an impact, be willing to share yourself, to be brave, to take the risk and share what you stand for. Identify the area where you want to make a contribution and sharpen your ideas. Successful people change the world by seeing the things in new ways, and they do realize that they cannot leave the best ideas buried inside them. Identify the leaders you admire most and list the ways they share their ideas with the world. Identify the ideas or concepts you are currently excited about and the reason why. Build trust. Every aspect of your personal and professional life involves interactions with other people. Nowadays, you need to make an emotional connection that fosters trust in order to explore and grab all opportunities that arise. Be able to prove that you are everything you say you are. Be straightforward and honest with everyone and expect the same in return. Make sure you respect and meet your commitments. Do not set deadlines you cannot meet, otherwise you will lose someone's trust and confidence. Remember this, trust is the only thing holding the relationship with the customers, with your colleagues, with your peers. This bond is based on a strong emotional connections resulted from the shared values. The next technique for creating your professional brand. Build relationships based on authenticity, mutual learning and benefits. Build relationships with those people you want in your audience. You need to do this on an emotional level as well as on an intellectual level. Show what qualities you have that they need and show the audience exactly what you offer so they can see you as the best option. Let people know more about the benefits that you offer and the reasons you are better for them than others in your field. Next tactic, showcase ownership of everything you do. Aspire for a personal brand that is a better version of yourself, but be authentic as the truth will always come out at a certain point in life. Admit mistakes, quickly taking ownership of your misbehavior. The faster you get in front of personal branding problems, the quicker you put them behind you. Mistakes will happen, and when they do, take ownership, admit them, and learn your lessons. Taking responsibility and start offering valuable advice and your assistance for the kinds of problems you can solve. Be relevant, be helpful. The sixth tactic, build positive experiences for the people who need to know you. Connect in meaningful and lasting ways with these people. By adding the things that you like and that interest to your personal brand, you can attract a like-minded audience. And the last tactic, build up your reputation. In today's competitive world, it's no longer enough to just perform well in your job. Developing a reputation as an expert in your field will make you visible to the people they want to hire you or do business with you. Become a recognized authority in your field if you want to be successful. Remember that there is always less room for average performance. You need to be recognized as the best. Clients and employers want to work with you if you are recognized as an authority in your field. Alright, In this lesson, I shared with you 7 techniques for creating your professional brand. Showcase your skills, talents, and expertise. Understand your goals. Share yourself and your ideas. Build relationships based on authenticity, mutual learning, and benefits. Showcase ownership of everything you do. Build positive experiences for the people who need to know you. And finally, build up your reputation. Thank you very much and see you in the next lesson. Be memorable and promote yourself. Today, everything is about self-promotion. When you search for a new job or when you are building your own business, you might be the most knowledgeable person in your field, an expert in your area, but if you did not let the world know about it, it wouldn't make a big impact. If no one can find you for all relevant information pertaining to your expertise, you may as well not exist. In this lesson, I'm going to share with you 6 techniques for correctly positioning and promoting yourself. As much as you might not like to do it, self-marketing and promotion is critical if you want the people to see you, follow you, invest in you, partner with you, or buy products from you. Successful people have a very clear understanding of what makes their brand different and why are they memorable. You must also create a clear and persuasive communication for your target audience. Then develop a plan to reach this goal in a realistic and organized manner. You need to infuse into your proactive personal brand from now on and consider them part of your daily routine. These 6 tips. First one, focus on those who need to know you. For example, if you are trying to get a job, then you need to make sure your peers, those in charge of hiring, managers, know you and your brand. Partnerships and collaborations are great ways to expose your brand to an entirely new audience. Your partner will benefit as well from the exposure to your own audience. Second, look for tangential connections as well as target people in same area that might actually have an interest in what you are doing. Third, connect with people on a personal level. When you make them realize what you can bring to the table, they will care about you. When they care, they are more likely to invest in you. Fourth, be relevant and useful. Take responsibility and action if you want your audience to engage with you. Fifth, learn to build up trust with people you come into contact and might become, in case they are not yet, customers or business contacts. Show your interest and ask questions. Show empathy and convince your audience that you care. Indeed, this takes practice, but you need to learn the act of listening and being empathetic, and your personal brand will benefit a lot of this. Start opening yourself to curiosity and understanding. And the last technique I suggest to you for correctly positioning and promoting yourself. Something you will want to do when you are promoting yourself is to write your own story. Personal stories help people understand why you are doing the things you do. As well, your personal story illustrates the fact that you are an expert in your particular area. Now, what are the key benefits of consistently promoting yourself? Personal branding is very influential in so many different areas of your life. Creating a great image is important for every part of your life, not just your job. Position your personal brand and you can benefit of the opportunities out there. Depending on the type of career you want to have, you can brand yourself as exactly the type of person you want to bring on board. So, as an exercise, list what is that makes you different. What other skills do you bring to the table? These things will definitely help you in your career search and will show employers that you have more to offer. By promoting your skills as well as all of the things that make you unique and better than the competition, you make sure that you stand out from the crowd. It's crucial to think about how people might be searching for you or your expertise. When promoting yourself, you are as well making sure you are sharing enough for people reading your profile or looking for your skills. By promoting your brand, you showcase yourself and your skills, and that can ensure you are not attracting opportunities that are not right for you, wasting time with connections that will not work. A proper personal branding and a proper promotion will give you more confidence. You can change how people think of you. When you have a great personal brand, it can help to increase your visibility, and better visibility can help anyone. When you invest your efforts in developing your personal brand, you are able to shape and focus on what you want the world to know about you. When you invest time and efforts, you'll always find that the results are well worth your efforts. These efforts will also help in clearly establishing what you want from your career and from your life. Top 6 reasons why you need to communicate your brand. Are you a professional or a manager that wants to create a real and long-lasting interest from your teams and from your stakeholders? Without communicating your brand, you'll not get their long-lasting interest. Are you an entrepreneur and you want to connect with new pools of prospective clients? How your brand is perceived, it affects your success. Are you trying to find ways to transform your clients into advocates of your own products? Do you want your clients to promote your products within their own networks? Then do not let competition to communicate your brand at their convenience and limit your opportunities. If you want to stand out, your brand has to stand out as well. People have to fall in love with your brand and consider you irreplaceable. What do you intend? Are you willing to allow the competition to limit your success by building up an incorrect perception about you? Or are you aware of the impact of a strong personal branding on your success? Who are you? If you are in the second category, then start defining the following. Who needs to know your brand? What is your strategy to make these people discover your brand? How do you intend to communicate it? Do you think you can connect emotionally with these people? Why do you think these people will trust you and care about you? Remember this, your business will be as strong as your brand is. Here are the reasons why you need to communicate your brand. Your brand identity is currently positioning you on the same level with your competition. Then you need to communicate more clearly about who you are. So take a moment and make an assessment what you would like people to know about you and your unique value. Does everybody know who you are? First reason, everything you communicate about your brand, your values, your strengths, purpose and experience amplify the reasons why people will choose you and not your competition. Second reason why you need to communicate your brand. When you communicate your brand, you actually create connections between your brand and the people. But make sure you test often to ensure brand connections with different teams, different regions and brand visibility. Seize every opportunity that can bring you people recognition by clearly stating why people should choose you over the competition. Constantly communicate what differentiates you from the competition. Third, communicating your brand. You actually drive and amplify the perception about you. You create an image of a reliable and trustful person. You can connect emotionally with them. Fourth reason, most of the leaders are still there as they have a clear brand strategy and they are continuously redefining and communicating it. Brand communication is a strategy of managing your image. Highlight your values, behavior, perceptions and your vision and you will gain people's trust. You can shape a distinctive professional image position for success. And the last reason why you need to communicate your brand. Design your identity, creative self-expression, position your set of values and your knowledge, and you can enable others to do the same. In order to enable others to do the same, you need first to communicate and make visible your unique value. As an exercise, what is your strategy to communicate your assets? What points do you want to touch? If you'd like to, please open a question, introduce you to us, and let us know what your assets are. Define your list. Alright, so in this lesson we've talked about the 6 reasons why you need to communicate your brand. First, everything you communicate about your brand amplify the reasons why people will choose you. Second, when you communicate your brand, you actually create connections between your brand and your people. Third, by communicating your brand, you actually drive and amplify the perception about you. Fourth, most of the leaders are still there as they have a clear brand strategy and they are continuously redefining and communicating it. Fifth, brand communication is a strategy of managing your image. And the last reason why you need to communicate your brand. Design your identity, creative self-expression, position your set of values and your knowledge, and you can enable others to do the same. Alright, see you in the next lesson. to influence and convince recruiters to choose you. Once you build and communicate a recognizable identity, you are able to manage the perception of recruiters and differentiate you from your competitors. By sending a strong signal about your unique value, it will be easy for you to be remembered, and recruiters will consider you for any future options. Now, how to use your brand identity to attract recruiters? There are 12 tactics in total. First one, every one of us is continuously selling. An effective identity benefits you with building awareness about your strengths, talents, and experience for the audience that you target. As an action for you, open a question inside our Q&A section and let us know what is your distinctive package of strengths, talents, and experience that can convey you as an extraordinary candidate for recruiters. Let us know how you are communicating to recruiters your knowledge and expertise. What support example are you using? The second tactic, understand the recruiters. Building on your perception and preferences is a key point that you would like to use when communicating your brand. Then make sure your communications, behavior, and actions are aligned. This will be your most effective strategy in order to stand out and differentiate from all other candidates. Remember, your brand should emerge from your values and your purpose, but at the same time should reflect an in-depth understanding of the recruiter's needs and perceptions. When positioning and communicating your brand, remember that you need to resonate with the recruiters. This will help to better sell yourself and determine them to choose you. Your personal brand and the way you communicate will be one of the most powerful tools you can have in attracting the job opportunities that you seek for. Third tactic, continuously build on your skills and experience, but have as well continuity in promoting them. If you manage to continuously perfecting your skills, why not letting the others know about it? Let us know about your skills and your strategy to continuously perfecting them. The fourth tactic, people can retrieve information about you. Therefore, seize every opportunity to position yourself and constantly demonstrate your competitive advantage. If you want to get the job, you need to determine and control what type of information the potential employer sees about you. You can brand yourself as exactly the type of person that the respective company would like to bring on board. Fifth, you can be the one selecting your hiring managers. When you clearly articulate and communicate your beliefs, you are actually taking a step further not only on self-positioning, but as well on selecting the managers for which you would like to work with. Sixth, explain to the recruiters how you set goals, how you plan and prioritize, how you achieve your goals, and this is a step further on convincing them to choose you. Seventh, be aware on how you relate to your audience. Believe in your message as your verbal and non-verbal communication will reflect that. Your awareness can be leveraged when you test how you can verbalize your ideas to yourself. Remember this, when you communicate with your audience, you communicate with their minds, and this is an opportunity to get what you want. You do not want misunderstandings, therefore communicate openly and clearly your ideas, but most importantly, believe in the ideas you are communicating. 8th, convey self-confidence when speaking and giving examples related to your experience, education, track record, customer recognition. Be confident in your abilities, your ideas, your values. 9th, be comfortable and authentic with your personality and let it be seen. Not only the quality of your work will be seen and judged, but as well the experience you have. 10th, be sure of your personal direction. What skills and talents you want to develop, what career path you are interested in, how you are working on developing your career. As well, be clear on your ideal business environment. Recruiters must believe in you. They must trust you and be convinced that you are capable of delivering great results. Therefore, you must present yourself in such a manner to prove them that you are reliable, capable, and trustworthy. Always sustain your past and current high performance and great results with examples. And the last tip on how to use your brand identity to attract recruiters. Recruiters will look at you as a whole: education, experience, social and soft skills. You have to know who you are, your values, talents, strengths and ideal environments to find your best fit career and pursue what you do best. A strong personal brand will give you confidence for taking control of any interview and make them choose you. Alright, In this lesson, we've talked about how to use your brand identity to attract recruiters. There are 12 tips in total. First, every one of us is continuously selling. Second, understand the recruiters. Third, continuously build on your skills and experience, but have as well continuity in promoting them. Fourth, people can retrieve information about you. Fifth, if you want to get the job, you can be the one selecting your hiring managers. Sixth, explain to recruiters how you set goals, how you plan and prioritize, how you achieve your goals, and this is a step further on convincing them to choose you. Seventh, be aware on how you relate to your audience. Eighth, convey self-confidence when speaking and giving examples. Ninth, be comfortable and authentic with your personality and let it be seen. 10th, be sure of your professional direction. 11th, recruiters must believe in you. And 12th, recruiters will look at you as a whole: education, experience, social, and soft skills. In the next lesson, we are going to discuss how to leave your brand at work and accelerate your career. It's a very exciting lesson, so see you there. Leave your brand at work and accelerate your career. Have you ever wondered what can be the impact of the opinions and impressions you make on your peers and stakeholders on your professional life? Each time when you overlook the influence on your professional life of all reactions you get from your peers, your professional branding is at risk and it can get built up on others' negative impressions. Each time when you are unaware of the consequences, your professional image will suffer. And when this is happening, instead of creating positive experiences and positive opinions that will lead you to your success, you'll create a foundation for failure. Each gesture, word you say, the way you are communicating, the way you interact, your social skills, and even your professional appearance are part of your branding. Your career will only advance if you polish your image and position your personal brand. Without a strong personal branding, your journey in your career path will be slow and you will be striving to develop your career. So, here are 10 steps to accelerate your career. The first one, set your mind on building a strong personal brand. Anything that you think long enough and hard enough eventually becomes a part of your mental processes, exerting its influence and power on your attitude and behavior. Make a goal out of creating a branding that enhance and accelerate your career. When developing your branding, make sure to align the opinions people have about your brand with the set of thoughts you want them to believe and trust. Create auto-discipline for crafting your strong branding. Developing areas as self-awareness, social skills, education, continuous learning is not enough. Fourth, take ownership on your brand and define what job you want to get and what you want to be your image for. Your image for your employer, peers, managers, and customers. Remember that your stakeholders and your customers are making daily assessments about your working day, your choices, and your decisions. Sixth, develop and transmit confidence and authenticity in all communications you are making and in all decisions you make. The more you build up on confidence and authenticity, the more significant will be the respect and the authority that your brand will gain. The connotations of your professional presence and professional image on your colleagues' minds are determining their positive and negative reactions to your business communications. Seventh, understand the impact that the human side has in business. Develop a way of acting with others that will make them at ease with you. Remember this, if you can manage to make others to feel comfortable in your presence, not only that you can feel as well comfortable in their presence, but you will have them much easier on your side. Once you act appropriately with your stakeholders, colleagues, and your customers, they will value you more and they will contribute more to your goals. Eighth, the experience that your stakeholders, your peers, and your customers have with you defines you as well. Remember, the experience that people have with you will differentiate you from other peers with the same skill set, experience, and results. Ninth, treat all people with the same degree of respect. The way people perceive you drive their behavior. 10th, emotional intelligence plays a key role regarding your effectiveness in building and maintaining relationships. When your emotions are taking over or the conversations are no longer centered on the respective topic, the solution to do not find yourself in this situation is to appreciate feedback that you get and your peers' inputs and to move on with your topic. When someone will try to remove yourself from the subject, you can simply state that you do value their inputs and opinions, but you need to stay on topic. Remember, once you connect with others, always show active listening and engagement. Believe in what you are saying and you will gain people's trust. Every professional experience with you will shape your professional branding. Every experience influences the attitude of your stakeholders, colleagues, and managers. Once they form an opinion about you, this influences the way they will relate to you and the decisions they will take and that affect you. Train your brain to maximize your opportunities. Create a successful image. Make the most valuable contribution. Concentrate on results and make sure you promote yourself. This is the way of being able to remove any barrier along the way and accelerate your career. Alright, in this lesson we've discussed about how to leave your brand at work and accelerate your career. And I've give you a step-by-step plan to accelerate it. First, set your mind on building a strong personal branding. Second, make a goal of creating a branding that enhances and accelerates your success. Third, create auto-discipline for crafting your strong branding. Fourth, take ownership of your brand and define what job you want to get and what you want to be your image for your employer, peers, managers, and customers. Fifth, remember that your stakeholders and your customers are making daily assessments about your working day, your choices, and your decisions. Sixth, develop and transmit confidence and authenticity in all communications you are making and in all decisions you make. Seventh, understand the impact that the human side has in business. Eighth, the experience that your stakeholders, your peers, and your customers have with you defines you as well. Ninth, treat all the people with the same degree of respect. And 10th, emotional intelligence plays a key role regarding your effectiveness in building and maintaining relationships. Thank you very much and see you in the next lesson.